Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts.
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, Pioneers. Welcome back to the Disney Hour Express, your magical one-stop audio ride through all things Disney.
Wait, can I get a fast pass to this audio ride?
No, you've got to go on the People Mover. So sorry.
Oh, well, I already feel stunted.
Nah. Well, we did take a week off, so we are so ready for this super in-depth episode, and thank you for joining us.
And it's funny, even when we do take a week off, it's not like I stop thinking about Disney, right?
That's true.
Or that we stop talking about it. We're still just we're not doing it. We're not sitting down and doing it over a long conversation.
Ruminating, talking about what we're gonna do.
And I'm always like, did you see this? She's like, yes, but did you see this? And I'm like, yes, I did.
That's right. We're just a bunch of Disney nerds over here. But thank you so much for joining us for part 4 of our 4-part series on Disney World dining. Whether you're a Disney foodie, a picky eater, or just someone who prefers a quiet meal away from the crowds, we'll give you all those details right here. And we're going to talk about EPCOT. But before that, Rob's going to jump in and just remind us what the Disney dining plan's all about.
That's because that's what we're talking about, the DDP.
What?
The Disney Dining Plan. We're going to go over this real quick. If you didn't hear this, maybe you didn't listen to the other 3 parts. So we're going to go over this a little bit quicker, but we'll try to get it all out and not bore the people that have listened to the other 3 episodes. Anyway, Disney Dining Plan is a prepaid service where you pay a fixed price per night of your stay at a Disney resort. Mm-hmm. And it allows you to then use credits to purchase meals in the parks or in the resorts as well.
That's right.
At specified dining locations. Now, we're going to go into the weeds a little bit. Does every dining location accept Disney Dining Plan? No, why would Disney make it that easy? But we're not. Before we get to that, there's 2 types of Disney Dining Plans. There is a quick service dining plan, and then there's also what they call the standard dining plan.
That's right.
Now, with the quick service dining plan, you get 2 quick service meals and 1 snack per day or per night of your stay for every day that you qualify. And you also get a resort refillable mug to be used at your resort that you're staying at, and you could use that mug to fill it up whenever you want. I'm still, I'm looking forward to the questions is, Daddy, can I have Coke at, we just got back in the room. Could you grab me a Coke when you go down to refill your water? I can only see it. It's definitely going to happen. Anyway, the quick service dining plans are, and I'm rounding this, it's $60 for an adult. It's $25 for a kid. Mm-hmm. And that's per night that you're eligible to stay and use your credits, right? The standard dining plan, so that gives you 1 quick service meal plus 1 table service meal plus a snack per day. You also get the resort refillable mug, so get those questions ready how you're going to answer your kid about the can of a Fanta at 11:30. And that's going to cost you $98 per adult.
Yep.
And $31 per kid.
That's right.
Right. So now you're asking what is included in each meal. A quick service meal is a entree and a side asterisk.
Yes.
one of the things is, right, it all depends upon what the place that you're going to, what they offer in a meal. Like you'll see in a line where it says, you could get a hot dog and fries.
Mm-hmm.
You can get fries. But if it just says hot dog, because you're getting like a fancy hot dog that has like all these like bacon and onions and caramel tarts on it or whatever they're doing, then you're just going to be able to get that as your quick service meal.
Right.
But you also get a drink.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an adult, that does include an alcoholic beverage if it's offered at that location.
Yep.
Now, you're also asking if you're getting a table service for the people in the standard dining plan. What does that include? That is an entree.
Mm-hmm.
And the entree, because you're at a table service, you had a menu. A lot of times it says, pick out 2 sides, or if it comes with a side or whatever it is. So you also get that. That's your part of your entree. You get a dessert and a drink.
Yes.
Now, do buffets and family style meals count as table service?
Some.
They mostly all do,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Well, and some have more credits, some don't.
Yes,
yeah.
and we'll go over with that. Generally, what we're looking at, we're trying to give you some good value. Is the dining plan worth it? We kind of look at everything kind of based off of, this was I got from a YouTuber. He had a pretty good guide, a line of like what the good values are. His name is Ear Scouts. You could go check him out. The off chance you're listening to this, Rob, what up? Table service meals. If you could get a value of over $63 for an adult or $13.50 for a kid, you're making out pretty good, right? A quick service meal over $25 for an adult, over $7.50 for a kid. You're doing a good job. And again, all these things include the beverage, right? You kind of have to factor in the beverage, and that's where it kind of gets into it. And then if you're a snack, the line's kind of like at $5 or more. Yeah. So that's like your general rule. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really good. You've summed it up really well. Now, before we even kick in, I wanted to just share a little story. We had one of our travel specialists was telling me a story about how she has a client that is going and does have the dining plan, has never used the dining plan, really hasn't been to Disney in a long time. And I thought it was really interesting. Her questions were absolutely valid and interesting. So the first one was kind of like, I don't understand. I have the dining plan. Why can't I get the guaranteed meals that I want at 8:30 and at 5:30? That's a valid question, right? If you're, if you're not used to the Disney, everybody's scrambling to get their reservations at 6 a.m. on the 60 days out, nothing is guaranteed, right? So you kind of have to be flexible. Even though you have the dining plan and you're going to Disney and you're staying on property, you might not.
So she was under the impression that she would get any table service that she wanted because she was not, like, she had first come first. She had dibs because she had the dining plan.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Now, even if you don't have the dining plan, like, you're still going to have that 60 days out if you're staying on property. So that's something that everybody should just know.
Making them resis.
Also, I thought it was really interesting and so true. She was just like, it's kind of presumptuous that they think we're only going to eat 2 meals a day. And I was like, yes. So, your dining plan will only cover 2 meals, no matter which one you get, whether it's the quick service or the table service, and a snack. So I guess you can kind of think, well, is that snack going to be big enough to be a breakfast, or is it a snack?
A lot of times, they are.
Sometimes it depends. Are you spending your snack credit on Lay's potato chips? I mean,
I would, if that's not over the $5 threshold, you shouldn't be doing it.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're going to Gaston's Tavern and you're getting
the Cinnabon, maybe. So it depends how you play it. So even if you're prepared going with this dining plan and you think you're prepared because, well, I bought the dining plan, you still kind of need to know your stuff, or at least have a travel specialist who's got your back, right?
Yeah.
So just another reason why you need to talk about it and think about what you want to do moving forward. So, anyways, with that being said, Epcot is incredibly unique. You'll find so many table service restaurants that you're going to be raving about. I mean, these are top tier chefs over there. Quick service spots as well. You're going to find kiosks, lounges, I don't know, garbage cans to eat off the top of. There's just like a lot going on.
And now, what about the festivals?
Oh my gosh, we're not even going to touch the festivals because festivals are amazing within themselves.
Yeah.
But the food festivals, you really need to look at like a month or two before they begin because the kiosks can change, the festival booths can change. They're not guaranteed. So yeah, that's something that we're not going to really touch today. But maybe when the seasons come around again, we'll talk about them. So yeah, it's a little overwhelming, the choices that we have. We've got about 20 table service options, and I believe it's 13 quick service options.
Yeah.
And again, you'll want to do your research beforehand. So buckle up. Here we go.
Now, before we get into all of them, right? Let's talk about every table, counter service, quick service, kiosk, does it accept the dining plan? No, it does not.
No, which is totally bananas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So let's just let's talk about the table services right now because we're about to get into them. The table service restaurants that do not accept the dining plan are
Space 220, which is a really big one to not accept the dining plan, and Monsieur Paul over in France.
And then actually, and I didn't tell you one because I wanted to keep you on your toes. Takumi Tei.
Takumi Tei, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that either,
I
but
didn't
thank
know
you
that
for
either.
letting me know.
The Space 220 does include the lounge. Anything to do with Space 220.
Yeah.
Not taking it. And you're asking why? The general reason why is Space 220 is kind of, and there's other places that are like this. It's not actually run by Disney.
Right. Can you believe that? It's like right smack in the middle of Disney, but it's not really a Disney-owned restaurant. So
yeah. So they just don't accept the dining credits because of it.
Right. Now I'm going to just, as we're mentioning this, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion about Space 220. Amazing views, very immersive, but it has gone downhill since opening. Since opening, we started off just eating in the lounge and loved what we got.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic.
And I think it was like the first time we ate in the lounge. It was me and Abbie had a really great meal, right? It was that's a la carte. Then the next time we ate in the actual restaurant, which is, mind you, 10 feet away, you're not blocked by anything, but it's a prefix menu.
Yes. Now that time it was good, but then the next time we went, also a prefix menu, it was not good.
Yeah.
It was burnt hamburgers and cold,
they wasn't
food.
Fully cooked. They were having, mind you, I think at some point we're going to go back.
Sure.
We are, because they were definitely having dining issues that day, but this isn't just from us. Like, kind of the consensus is that it's been inconsistent at Space 220, but we've talked about it enough because, you know what, it doesn't take the dining plan.
Yeah. So, there we go. We're going to go back to our dining plan and talk all about your table service meals. Now, if you are to walk into Epcot from the entrance, we are going to start by going left. So, right? You're going to hang a nice
left.
Right?
Left, right?
Not a right, but left. And then you say, correct?
Okay.
Correct. All right. So we're going to start over at Mexico. This is one of my favorite areas. And we'll start at the San Angel Inn.
And this is just the table services.
Table services, exactly. So San Angel Inn. It is so unique because you're going inside to like a kind of Mexican market and you're being seated in this really very cool pyramid. Like you go inside the pyramid and then you're watching the Grand Fiesta Tour ride kind of goes through on their boat ride through here. So you might see that, but it's kind of like dark mood and little romantic lighting, some stars in the sky. Really, really can't say enough about this atmosphere. You're going to find some great guacamole and some classic Mexican cuisine dishes here. We've pretty much liked it every time that we've gone, right?
I think, yes. You have to put an asterisk on the last time we were there because we all had COVID.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair.
Yes.
That's fair. We can't really.
But I think
judge
we
it the
have it.
last
I
time.
think we found that most of us don't like anything spicy, right? And that's what. But Mexican food has a little bit of spice to it. No matter what you do, the queso's got a little spice. It's good food. It could be a little spicy. The kids were kind of like not huge on it last time. We generally do like it though.
Yeah, they actually asked to go back because I think they remember the atmosphere more than the food. So there's something to be said about that for sure.
They love a romantic setting.
I mean, they do, especially while they launch their Kindles. In any case, San Angel Inn, do not mistake it for La Hacienda de San Angel like we did. Okay, these are two different restaurants, although near each other physically, they are not the same place. They are two different buildings. La Hacienda de San Angel, so good as well. Now, it's right on the water, and you can definitely get a seating when the fireworks are going off, and that's, really amazing.
Yeah, if you can time it out, it is an amazing view. It has these big, like almost floor to ceiling windows. And if you could get it, you can ask for a table by the windows. You might not get it. You might get it. But you could still, even if you're not exactly there, you can still see out of the windows. You'll still be able to see the fireworks. So you kind of want to time it out.
Absolutely. No, this has very similar foods to San Angel Inn, but for some reason I actually thought the La Hacienda de San Angel was better. I'm not sure why, but I did. I thought it was very good. You've still got your guacamole and your chips. You've got all the margarita options and everything, but it's great. Great food. Can't say enough about this one.
Yeah.
And then if you continue on over to Norway, your next table service spot is going to be the Akershus Royal Banquet Hall.
We're going Akershus.
Now, Akershus is unique because it is one of the Disney princesses' character meals. This one costs 2 table service credits, okay?
For lunch and dinner.
For lunch and dinner. So
for breakfast it's just one.
Thank you for jumping in there.
Yeah.
It's great if you have a child who am I kidding? A Disney adult who absolutely loves the princesses. Like, do not miss this one. This is a great one. I love its location right next to the Frozen Ever After ride. It's very beautiful inside, and the princesses come to your table. I mean, they came like multiple times, I think. Now, as far as the foods, we went for a lunchtime, and we actually found it very hard. There was not a lot of food that our picky eaters would dive into.
Now, listen to this, right? We got a menu for lunch, which I think it's the same for dinner. I happen to just pull it up there. It is the same. Lunch and dinner menu is the same. You get bread with cheeses and salad, right? Yep. Kids would eat that. They had the actual name of it is potestape med brun sauce, which is mashed potatoes with gravy.
Nice.
Carrots with green beans. You're getting there. They had chicken with apple and fennel preserves.
Right. Kind of walking away.
Norwegian meatballs, which I think the kids
like the Norwegian meatballs.
Kind of. The salmon they offer, but we didn't get it. We didn't get the green cabbage, and then they had macaroni and cheese, which again I thought the kids just didn't seem to like.
They liked that. Yeah.
They also offer a plant-based dining menu. Just at the time we were either vegan or vegetarian or something. We were eating not meat, and I happen to like they had a plant-based bratwurst.
Yes,
I liked it.
Right.
Abbie was.
I was not into that
but
so much.
I like the mashed potatoes.
So it depends. If you're a picky eater, this is probably not the place for you. I mean, breakfast is wonderful breakfast foods as
Yeah.
always. You can find a waffle anywhere.
Yeah,
It's great.
bacon, waffles,
Yeah.
scrambled eggs, sausage,
Sausage.
breakfast
so that's-
pastries. That's kind of seems to be the win.
Yeah,
here.
that's the win. That's the 100% win. So just keep in mind the princesses there are Snow White, Jasmine, Belle, Tiana, Aurora, and Ariel.
I mean, that's kind of amazing, right?
Ariel.
You get to see 6 princesses.
Oh, yeah.
Eat like a family style meal.
Mm-hmm.
Even if, and like they said, it could be a little bit of struggle with the pickier eaters, but
Yeah.
you know.
So really worth it, I think. For breakfast. But I mean, that's up to you. If your kids love those sweetest meatballs, there is like never an end, right? Because
they could keep bringing them out.
All right. So we're going to continue on and we're going to go over towards China. And over there, you've got the 9 Dragons. Now, 9 Dragons is your typical like local Chinese restaurant food. It's a beautiful indoors. It's a pretty setting, but there's not too much other than that. Really good Chinese food if you're into it. If you miss your local Chinese food that you get at home while you're in Disney, go on over here.
And this is we're saying this as we just reheated Chinese food for our kids to eat.
Yeah.
They would probably like the food here. It does have honey sesame chicken and like fried rice. So I mean, the kids would like it. You might enjoy it if you're just looking for something. You're kind of like, I don't really want to try anything too crazy.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Some Chinese food.
All right, then we're gonna keep on going towards Germany, and we've got the Biergarten. This I've heard folks just like rave about it. I've eaten here a few times now. Was I blown away? I mean, you get all sorts of, I guess, what do you call them? Bratwurst, all sorts of schnitzel, sausages, sauerkraut. It's good. I liked the entertainment a lot. Loved the gigantic, beer mug Stein.
The Steins, yeah.
I mean, they're gigantic. I love that it's kind of a darker setting. So you're coming out of this, especially if you're there during the day, walking around the lands. This walk around the world in EPCOT can be quite hot. So to get out of the heat and get into a darker setting, watch the entertainment. They usually have musicians and dancers, and they allow the kids to get up and dance. I mean, anybody can get up and dance, but usually it's just the kids that do it. So it's a great place to go. I've had guests that go, or I should say clients that go and love it. They will not stop raving
It's a
about
unique experience. It is a buffet, and I believe it's the only buffet in EPCOT. The other places that are kind of like, all you can enjoy, as they call them, are all family style.
Right, so they bring out the plates.
This place is definitely more lively, right? That's what they kind of say. There's just entertainment, but that's kind of like what you would expect if you were going to like Oktoberfest over in Germany. It would be a lively place. Everyone's eating. The food might be a little bit, like you said, a little bit different.
I mean, it's meat, and you don't have a lot of the potatoes, right? You're just looking at a lot of meat, and then the sauerkrauts kind of stuff. So that's what I find a little different about it, is there's not that carb to back it up, but it's still good.
Well, the meat. Get the meat. Eat the sausage. You could get the schnitzel.
Anyways, let's keep on going.
We're moving along.
Germany. I mean, we get to Italy. And I love the exterior of the Italian buildings that they've got here. I always like to grab a little glass of vino as we walk by, or even champagne. So we'll start over. You've got Tutto Italia.
Tutto.
And this is kind of your, they say it's a sophisticated restaurant. I mean, it's sophisticated as you can get. It's a nice, beautiful interior here.
Yeah.
Upscale, Italian cuisine. You've got, your normal things like caprese salads. You've got some steaks. You've got some salmon. Lots of pasta. Pasta. Isn't that a restaurant in California? Meaning like more pasta. Bring the pasta. I don't really know.
Oh boy.
But anyways, I digress.
And this is also a good place for kids to go, because it kind of has some of your safer meals. You're going to get your spaghetti, and your chicken tenders are readily available. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think we could give spaghetti and meatballs to Bailey at any time, and she'll be good.
Oh yeah, 100%. So your kind of your favorites can all be found here. Now, if you have a family that's like loving pizza, you can go over to the Via Napoli restaurant e Pizzeria. You're gonna get all your big, it's like more like thick pizza right over here. Um, there's some small plates with pastas and chicken parmesan, but they definitely like their big pizzas here. Their pizza ovens are faces, which are so interesting, like old Italian man faces, and they put the
Yeah.
pizzas inside the mouth. So it's definitely something fun to see when you walk in.
Now I'm going to go a little bit off script here and talk about something that's it's near Via Napoli,
Mm-hmm.
kind of next door,
Mm-hmm.
the Tutto Gusto.
So what's Tutto Gusto?
So that's it's a lounge
Mm-hmm.
bar. It's technically it's like a wine cellar
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that you're going into. It's a small area that it's walk up only. There are tables there, and you could basically order almost anything off of the Via Napoli menu
Yeah.
and eat it there. It can get kind of pricey, but it has like there's like a crazy amount of wines.
Mm-hmm.
It has any drink you want. Pro tip: get the espresso martini to go from Tutto Gusto, and you could take it. They put it in the go cup, and you could bring it around with you.
Ooh, let's do that next time.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite part is, I don't know if you guys know this, but Lady and the Tramp was the first Disney movie that I became obsessed with. And during the spring festivities of Flower and Garden, in the piazza over here is where Lady and the Tramp hang out in their plant form. And it's a beautiful, picturesque area. So definitely pop over there if you happen to go for Flower and Garden.
Should we put a picture of us in front of the Lady and the Tramp topiaries?
Probably.
I might have to get this Abbie approved. She might have to look.
See. I feel like every time I look at the pictures of me in Disney, I'm like, why does my makeup look like it's melting?
Well, because you're melting.
It is melting.
Yeah, because you're melting.
So I'm not a huge fan of my Disney pictures.
We'll see. I mean, it'll just be me. I'll have to like magic erase her out or something.
Oh, maybe.
I'll just put Lando in instead. I'll superimpose Lando.
Eating the other end of the pasta. It's adorable. All right, so then you move on. You go to Japan, and you've got the Shiki-Sai.
Shiki-Sai.
Sushi Izakaya.
Yeah, right? It does have a colon
Murdering
and
that.
another name.
But, I mean, this is a huge one.
And this is like the newest table service offering in EPCOT.
Yeah, rave reviews completely. Yeah. Now, you were just telling us, or you were telling our daughter Bailey, who is a huge sushi fan, that they have a sushi boat here. And if you Google this, it is like very famous. It is quite pricey.
$300.
$300, but you're going to be sharing this.
And it's also not going to.
Please don't eat that much raw sushi.
It does not qualify for your table service.
It does not. It does not. Not that, at least. But there's so much going on here. I think this is unique, right? This is why you go to EPCOT, for these unique experiences. So I would definitely suggest stopping by here.
And it is, if you are using your dining plan, it does have a prefix menu, and that's what you would be given when using your table service credit.
That's right.
But yeah, people seem to go nuts. It's definitely, there's a lot of stuff that's gram worthy. Besides the boat itself, and there's a lot of good drinks, and definitely something worth checking out if that's what you're into.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Or you can go over to Teppan Edo, which is hibachi style dining. Now listen, I've eaten here a few times. I am a huge hibachi fan. I love hibachi.
She loves it.
If anybody will go to hibachi with me, please call me, because my family is not like huge on hibachi, but I love hibachi. Anyways, I actually think my local.
I go to hibachi with you.
Do you?
I want to go to the place where I actually sit around and watch the guy cook.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'd go to a Benihana if we had one.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So what I have to say about here, it's good. It's classic, but I actually think our local hibachi restaurant might actually be better.
Oh.
But I don't want to, I hate to say that. So if you have a local hibachi restaurant that you love, I mean, skip this one because it's great. But if you don't have a local hibachi restaurant, this is great. Go to it. Go to it.
Interesting. Are you talking about the steakhouse that you ordered the hibachi from?
No. But I'm talking about another one. But in any case, I think
Gotcha.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, go there, get some sake, have some fun.
Do it up, enjoy it. I love a show while eating. I mean, that's fantastic. All right, so then we head over to Morocco. Oh, how funny! I don't have our thing here. And you go to the restaurant Marrakesh.
Oh,
what do we know about the restaurant Marrakesh? What I know about Morocco is when we went through EPCOT, we really enjoyed the Moroccan drinks over there.
Yeah. So at the time, I think the reason why maybe it's not on here.
Oh, here it is.
It's not actually. It wasn't serving food. Last I heard, so I'm not sure if it's actually open. It's been used more of like a lounge area.
That's right, because it was like a restaurant that wasn't quite owned by Disney, but then came in. So now it is open, and they say that you can see belly dancers and live musicians in this area, and this is beautiful. I find that like the tile work and everything in this area of the park is so interesting to me. I love that.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely gonna have some lively dishes and enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy a cold drink.
Yeah,
I mean, for sure.
Not necessarily known as a place for picky eaters, though.
Yeah, I get that. So then we move on, and we've got the Spice Road table.
Yeah.
More Mediterranean-styled cuisine. It's Moroccan Mediterranean. So you're looking at things like hummus, olives, but they've got kind of your calamari and things. Think about, the Mediterranean. If you went there, you'd get all those things, and it's really good.
I've heard very good things, and they say you can. They have a lot of options. They have some good food, some lighter foods, some stuff that you're not going to normally get. I don't know. I've heard good things. Now, this is one of the places that does offer a fireworks dining package. Obviously, it's not included in your dining plan, but it is something. It's right there on the water. It's kind of like most of the places on the World Showcase are kind of on the other side of where the water is, where the fireworks should be.
Yeah.
Spice Road table and the other fireworks dining package you'll see are kind of like right on the edge of the water. So that's why it's like that. But it's a beautiful place. You could go there and you'll have great views of the fireworks.
Yes. So interesting. Very good. So then we're going to move on, and we're going towards France. Don't forget that Monsieur Paul is not a part of the dining plan. So you move forward to Chefs de France.
And also, we've never eaten there.
Monsieur Paul or Chefs
Monsieur
de France?
Paul.
Oh, I was going to say
we've never eaten at Monsieur Paul, so we couldn't give you too much about that anyway. In fact, we were looking at it, and we were both kind of said, "Where is it?"
Well,
I know where it is, but
No, this is like super fine dining, though. This is one of the things that has age restriction. I think it was, for this one, I thought it was 10 and over for age restriction.
Yes.
We'll have to double check my knowledge on that.
I believe that's right. But these are also
they were talking about like over $100 per plate. And like that is, whew.
And like a lot of this is like you're getting like a 3-course meal off of it, right? And I don't even know if it's a prefix menu.
Time consuming.
But yeah, it's going to take like 3 or 4 hours of your time. So
this is like if you're going with your girlfriends or your guys or just on a date or something.
I'll tell you what, there's no way I would ever go there with my guy friends.
Yeah, because it's like really like, think about a plate that's like very large and then like 2 tiny tomatoes filled with like olive oil on them.
But they're really good tomatoes.
They're really good. Yeah, it's not like you're going to leave overly stuffed. You're going to leave satisfied, though.
Anyway.
But moving on, Chefs de France. We had a lovely meal here, and I highly recommend asking for a table next to the window because the people watching is excellent while you're having this wonderful fine dining. The interior, again, is gorgeous, breathtaking. The tile work, even all the way to the bathroom. You're like, what is this? This is awesome. So it had some really good stuff.
As you would imagine, an extensive wine menu, being that you're in France.
And I always like feel like speechless when I look at these big wine menus because I like wine, but I am not like a connoisseur. Like I don't
Can
know.
I just have a Chardonnay?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. She doesn't know.
Yeah. So I'm just like, and if they tell you that this matches well, which this is one of the restaurants that does actually say, like with this meal, we match it with this
pair,
wine.
Yeah, they pair your wine. Yeah.
And that is really helpful for a person like me because I just don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to drink with white fish. Is it white wine or is it red? I have no idea. Anyways, moving on.
I remember when I had there, I had the gratin de macaroni, which is macaroni and cheese.
Oh, and it was good.
I enjoyed it. It was really good. It was a great taste.
I was a little jealous. I believe I got the ratatouille because
because you were right by Remy's.
Right, exactly. I was like, I gotta get this, and it was good, but your mac and cheese was like phenomenal. Like that hit the spot.
The other thing I heard is the soups there are very good. The French onion soup is supposed to be very, and they said it's very filling as well.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
that's something. It's definitely, you're gonna get nice bread. Remember the waiter kept, I think he was kind of astonished by how thirsty I was.
Yeah.
Like every time he turned around, like my water, I need more water. And he just kept filling it up. It was very good service, right?
But also as being a fancier restaurant, you find that those glasses seem to get a little smaller. Like the water glasses get smaller and the wine glasses get bigger, right? It's kind of funny that way. And I think this is one of the times, didn't you have wine at this restaurant? And I was like, oh,
when I ordered wine.
Really? Yeah, that's not his thing. He's a beer guy.
I wanted to give her the authentic feel, like we were actually, doing something instead of me and my dumb, I only drink beer,
No, it was very sweet. It definitely made me.
I enjoy
googly
wine.
eyes.
It's just, I'll choose beer over. But anyway.
Listen, though, if you're not in like the datey mood and you just don't want to be that fancy, head over to the La Crêperie de Paris. You will not be sorry. This is such a. I mean, the interior is nothing to talk about. It's not fancy or anything, but the experience, they make it up with the experience, right? So I will tell you a story. When I went to this place with some gal friends of mine, I was talking about the crepe that I wanted, and it was more of like a savory crepe, and I think that I didn't want maybe the ham in it or something. There was something that I was like trying to exclude, and in true as what we think would be French fashion. So the waitress was just like, no, it's good the way it is. And like all of us just kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh. And then I was like, okay. And it was good the way it was. But it was kind of like funny. Like you think of Prime Cafe where they're just like, get your elbows off the table. This is what they do over at La Crêperie. And I'm sure it depends on what wait staff that you get and how they act towards you. But yeah, it was true fashion of what we would think would happen. Like, no, we make no substitution.
Did you remember how was your crepe when you got it?
It was fantastic.
Or was it a galette? I think it's right.
The
savory is the galettes and the crepes are sweet.
It was fantastic.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed it, and I also enjoyed my wonderful latte that I had, or whatever it was that I had. It was so good.
I'm sure.
So good. All right, so one of Rob's favorite places, we'll continue on and go over to the United Kingdom to Rose and Crown dining room. I mean, Rob really loves the just bar itself, but the dining room is also great. So everybody loves to get their fish and chips here. It's very famous over at Rose and Crown. Now, what's your famous drink that you love to have? I
like to get the golden.
The golden, yes. And that's very unique to there, correct?
Yeah, they have kind of blended beers where you can get like this beer mixed with that. And like a lot of them, you've heard of other, like you've heard of concoctions and maybe different bars and things like that. But this was like a one that I hadn't heard of. And it was basically just a bass with a harp. And they've since changed it. It's a harp with something else. I can't remember what it was. But I just kept going back for it. I really enjoy it. I've never eaten here.
Yes, I have. though.
Okay, you have.
Yes, we've had the fish and chips here, and it's been really, really great. It's been exactly what you're looking for in fish and chips. They have other unique things like Scotch eggs, bangers and mash, and then of course.
I do want to try this savory impossible hot pot. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I would think that it would be really good. They even have like shepherd's pie. So this is like another one of those experiences where I'm just like, we don't get this every day where we live. No. So I would definitely be into that.
I think the problem is that there's not really a kids menu, and there's not a lot of options beyond what we just listed.
Right.
So it's hard to go with the kids.
Hard. Yeah.
Adults, you could probably make it and have a good time. Rose and Crown is also one of the places that offer a firework package because it's right on the water, and it has this nice outdoor patio.
And we've done the fireworks.
Done the fireworks. They have like a special. This was like a special thing when we did our agent trip or AP trip. But you could just also set up the outdoor patio and watch the fireworks from there.
That being said, if you get a boat firework package for EPCOT, the boat is right next to the Rose and Crown. Like that's where the boat docks for the experience, and it's really cool. So anyways,
you could go there, you could get the bar.
Recommend.
It doesn't, and
what doesn't?
It does take the table service, but it's like, you can't really order anything. They have like a beer cart there, but like, there's a lot of things. And this is going in just in general. Anytime you're going to eat anywhere, we're telling you this. We're giving you could look on a website. Anything could change at any moment. They could decide that the dining plan it no longer affects this, especially rising prices and stuff. I'm sure Disney's going to take things off go check with their cast member.
Yeah.
Just ask them. You could also look at the menu and you could see what's available, but ask somebody before you order it so you're not surprised. Everyone's very helpful. They want you to use the dining plan. The Disney wants you to use it.
Yes.
So, the cast members are there to help you out.
They really are. Now, listen, we've almost made it all the way around the World Showcase. We're back almost to the beginning at World Nature area, and we're looking at the Garden Grill restaurant.
Did we go by Canada?
Ooh, backtrack. Oh my gosh, I miss Canada. Well, and it's one of the most famous restaurants is the Le Cellier Steakhouse. I'm so sorry. Now, Le Cellier Steakhouse, I have been there. Have you been there, Rob?
I have not.
It's an interesting interior. I get it. It's supposed to be a wine cellar, but it, to me, feels very like stingy and dark. I don't know. And it's small. So talk about tables really next to tables. It's very small. Now, the steak here is outstanding. You're not going to find a better steak, I think, inside the World Showcase.
Maybe in all of Disney.
Yeah, in all of maybe. I don't know. They had Shula's, which is now a new steak restaurant. I forget what it's named, but Shula's is off property.
What I want to know is where are all the cows?
I don't know. They have interesting meals for vegetarians. They aren't that great, in my opinion. But I mean, they've got other stuff. It's really known for their steakhouse. Yeah, they're really known for that stuff, the steaks and whatnot. And they've got a great mac and cheese. So definitely a date spot.
Yes. If you're both eating it.
This one.
No, I definitely, I mean, just for the wine alone and you feel like you're getting
Yeah.
I'm taking my girl out.
Exactly. And that is also why it requires 2 table service credits.
Yep.
So you got to save up your credits to go here. But probably date night, maybe not a family night. Maybe a birthday. That's what I went for. It was really good. So anyways, all right. So now we can go over to the World Nature area. So sorry, Canada.
Well, she loves the World Nature because that's where obviously Living with the Land is.
I know.
And that's where a lot of the vegetables and things you're going to be eating throughout the park are coming from there.
So cool. It is so cool to think about how they do that. Listen, I look at my little strawberry garden and I get depressed because they just do it so good over at Disney. I don't know how they do it. Now, listen, Garden Grill, hands down, we 100% recommend this. The restaurant itself slowly spins.
It can cause certain motion sicknesses.
Which we didn't really realize until all four adults like started talking to each other about it. Like, ooh,
a little bit. Yeah. Even it's like it's definitely not something that you'll notice necessarily. And it didn't stop me from eating whatsoever. Like I ate enough when we went there, but it does slowly move.
Yes.
Very slowly.
All right. So they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner here.
Yeah.
And it's 1 table service credit. And you're going to see characters, which is awesome. You're going to see Mickey. You're going to see Chip and Dale. You're going to see Pluto. And they come around and just love on you. And it is so cool. Now, it's kind of like they had turkey and your vegetable sides, your mashed potatoes, really good butter. I talk about the butter there all the time.
Fresh butter.
I think they had another meat too, but I don't recall what kind of meat it was. And it's family style, so they keep bringing it out, or you can request more of something, even if you haven't finished all your everything on your plate. And then the breakfast is your typical Mickey breakfast. You got your waffles, your Mickey waffles, your eggs, your bacon, your hash browns. So this is a win-win for a character meal. I absolutely love it. And I love that you get to see parts of living with land as the whole dining experience turns. It's so cool.
There was a backyard grilled steak with chimichurri sauce.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think you can request which meat you want, because I'm not sure that we've ever actually gotten that one. We've always gotten turkey as our meat.
I like me some turkey.
Yeah. It seems to be the safe one. So Garden Grill, please make a stop here on one of your trips. I just can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, really.
It's
just
so
to see, and then to see the characters, or you know, Chip and Dale, everyone's kind of hit or miss on them,
but Mickey, seeing Mickey is like
Goofy.
a big deal. It's a big deal. Now, okay, the next one you could go to is Coral Reef. I had the sweetest little date with my oldest now, who was a toddler at the time, at Coral Reef, and we sat right up next to the fish tanks and everything. Did she eat anything from here? Not at all. It was about seeing the fishies. But I mean, it's another kind of like romantic spot. Rob and I went on a double date here at one point, and it's for those that do love a nice fish. Yeah. Is it weird that you're eating fish while watching fish?
Yeah.
Seems a little sad, yes.
You might be on that plate soon there, Scampy.
Little fishy fish.
That's going around. I'm not into fish.
Yeah.
I'm not a seafood guy, so I think I got a chicken. It was like a bone-in chicken. I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. The ambiance is nice, seeing the fish, and you feel like you're in, Jaws 4, The Revenge, which is pretty cool. Hey, Molly. Molly just came in.
Oh, hey, girlfriend. So what's cool about this restaurant is on the other side of the restaurant, there's actually a private dining area where it is usually used for conferences, weddings, like super fancy weddings or other things.
Like big translucent grand piano, right?
Oh, yeah. That was the coolest part. No, it's like a super top secret. Couldn't even tell you where the door is exactly. No. But
they blindfolded us and they wiped our memory, Men in Black style.
Pretty much. But it was cool because it's the same fish tank. It's just on the other side.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed going there. And the food was actually really good on that side. So anyways, so that kind of wraps up our sit-down table service dining. Are we ready to get into the quick service meal?
We are. Now, I'm going to go over a couple of things that aren't part of the quick service.
Okay. Tell me.
Also not
meaning like you would think they're part of quick service, but they aren't. They're not a part of the quick
that they
service
don't
meal
accept
plan.
the dining plans for their quick service meal. It gets a little kind of in the weeds. Like some of these places only offer, like, you could only get snacks. You can't use a quick service, but that's kind of because they don't offer anything that would be a quick service. I don't know. Some of it's a lot. One of them, and it's kind of like a bigger one because it's pretty popular. It's Choza de Margarita.
Oh, okay.
is not allowed on the quick service. They don't take any Disney dining plan. Because they're what they serve there is a little bit more expensive, so it won't qualify as a snack. Anyway, La Cava de Tequila, which is kind of like a hidden.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hidden gem, and that's right inside the Mexican Pavilion, like right where
it's just so small, right?
Yeah, it's small, but it has like you could get these crazy tequila flights and like all these different margaritas. The avocado margarita that everyone loves, but then they're always like trying new things, and they do have like a to-go window, but that gets kind of busy too.
Right.
Even though I think when we've been there, I haven't really seen too much. Anyway,
I have. I've seen like a line with a little barrier for sure.
Definitely not, but it's not included in your dining plan. Gelateria Toscana in Italy, which is basically a place where you go get ice cream, gelato. Get gelato, that's not included.
So good.
Le Vins de Chef de France, which I think is a kiosk where you get your slushy drinks.
Oh, okay. See, that's my favorite place to hit up, but I understand why it doesn't accept dining because those are fancy drinks.
There's Oasis Sweets and Sips.
Okay.
There's also the popcorn in Canada, the popcorn cart in Canada. It doesn't accept it.
Is it because they have like the sweet caramely popcorn over there?
Yes, that is correct.
Specialty popcorn.
And then there's also a refreshment station over in World Discovery.
Okay.
Doesn't accept quick service, but you can get snacks. You can use your snack credits there.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. You're going to have to remind me as we go through this to make sure that I'm not messing this up. But listen, we're going to start over going into the entrance and going left. And the first thing we will hit is the Connections Eatery. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is like a really big, familiar food place. Mm-hmm. You want all your regulars. You need to get your kids to eat.
Pizza, your hot dogs.
Yep. Exactly. So it's loved because it's indoor, air conditioned. Mm-hmm. EPCOT can get very hot outside.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is that it is at the entrance. So you're not going to be like hanging around this area so much. You're going to be, unless you're going into like Moana area, like, I don't know.
Because that's over in the Mission Space Guardians.
Yes.
Right across from the big merchandise, the gift shop there. Yeah.
I kind of wish that it was in the middle of the World Showcase so that you had like a destination to stop. And there are lots of destinations to stop, but
I gotcha.
Kind of a breath. Anyways, keep on going and you can you're going to hop over World Discovery and get to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
In Mexico, you have the La Cantina de San Angel. Now, this is like similar to all the other foods, right? Same kitchen.
As if you're noticing, the name San Angel is in all of them.
Yes. But we had a little cutesy date here and sat down and ended up seeing the fireworks right there if you get a seat near the water with your food.
Yeah.
And it's good.
And this was also at the end of us drinking around the world.
So
we had a great time.
We had a wonderful time.
No, it was great food. We had like a huge plate of nachos that were actually very,
it was very good.
Well put together.
Good guacamole.
Yeah, good guacamole. And it's a good place. Again, you could get a lot of the things that you could get at La Hacienda or just, ordered over there. It's like a lot of the pre-mixed margaritas that you can get around, but you know what? Still pretty good.
All right. And then you keep on going to Norway and you can stop over at the Kringla Bakery Og Cafe. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay. Favorite place. Listen, I don't even eat the food here, but it's so good. It's got a lot of sweet treats that are like breads and pretzel pastries with drizzled in chocolate and all sorts of really yummy things. Now, what I get here is the Viking coffee with a little adult kick in there.
And you could get that frozen too. Frozen Viking coffee.
Good. So good. I cannot. You can get the virgin Viking coffee too, but I'm telling you, this makes my day so much better as soon as we get over to this area. And I'm like, excuse me, guys, be right back. This is my jam.
Exactly.
It's good.
We never go by there. They have a huge, they have lots of pretzels and like covered in like chocolate, and
Mm-hmm.
they have something called school bread, which is supposed to be pretty good.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out. And you could see again, you're walking into these quick service places. You're looking to see what is a snack,
Mm-hmm.
what qualifies as a snack, and what doesn't. You gotta look for that little Disney dining plan to see what's
Yeah.
snack. But again, you could ask any of those cast members, and they can help you out.
That's right. And there's some covered seating over here, so it's nice to take a little break, or if there's a downpour or something. Just
Yeah, there's nothing
head under them.
indoors.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but there's some outdoor covered seating, so that's good to know.
All right, then you continue on to China, and they've got the Lotus Blossom Cafe. You're gonna find your favorites here: some egg rolls, some other, little dumplings. Whatever you would typically get at a Chinese food restaurant, and it's yummy, yummy,
Yeah.
yummy, yummy.
And again, there's no air conditioning, but they do have covered seating.
Yes, yes, very good. All right, continuing on to Germany, you would go to the Sommerfest. Now, Sommerfest I haven't eaten at, but I would think that it's very similar to the Biergarten food. But they do
Yes.
have big pretzels here that you can get lots of sauerkraut, some bratwursts, and all sorts of things. So
I heard
a fun stop.
the pretzel bread pudding is kind of like
That's the main highlight
that's
over
what
here.
everyone's like talking about. Yeah, when you go there.
Okay. And you're just trotting right along. You're going over to Italy. You want to stop for a quick little pizza. You'd stop at Pizza al Taglio. And this is really like Italian pizza by the slice pizzas.
It's a window that's right next to the Tutto. No, it's right next to the like Via Napoli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are, again, the thick pizzas, a little
They do
thicker than
Sicilian
Sicilian style.
pizzas, but I
Yes.
mean, yeah, they look amazing.
Yes.
Go grab them. You could grab a frozen sangria and grab a slice of the Sicilian and walk around and enjoy yourself.
Why not? Why
And
not?
you're in Italy, you could sing a song to your amor.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you continue on and you've got the American Adventure area. So you've got the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. And I kind of like giggle to myself that like this area only for the American Adventure area only has like a quick service, but it's a good quick service. I think they put like all the stops here.
Well, it's because when you think about it, right? Connections like Eatery, like that has all the American food that you would get. So it's like, you might as well just have it. But it has a little bit of flair to it.
Yeah, so we got a lot of barbecue going on here, and beans, and some corn, and
You got some burnt ends.
Yeah.
It says you got a pork butt because if I'm eating butt.
I would like to try their frozen mint julep or their frozen iced tea lemonade. Those things sounds really good. But it's just everybody seems to really enjoy this. And the interior is an air-conditioned, kind of like long table style areas. It's nice. It's
Looking
nice.
bricks, and then you can go over and check out the American Adventure when you're done.
That's true. Yeah. So we got a lot going on over there. It's good. Now you're going to continue on to Japan, and you can stop over at the Katsura Grill. Now, the Katsura Grill has a lot of sushi. I don't know how you guys feel about eating sushi on the go, but
it has a small inside seating area, and then it has a lot of area that's very beautiful. It's overlooking like the gardens over there in Japan. It's kind of like you'll miss this place. Like you just won't know it's there because you're looking at the gardens and you're looking at all the marketplaces and the Saikai Taikai. I always get that name wrong. Dang you, Cobra Kai. They say like the thing they have is like their udon is what they're known for.
Oh,
but that's a soup. And you don't really necessarily want to go and have some soup in Disney. It kind of depends on the weather and when you're going. Yeah. So I think it just kind of gets overlooked, but it's worth checking out. I don't know. They said sushi's like not the freshest necessarily.
I know, it reminds me. So in my college, we used to have a like a sushi, like prepackaged sushi, and it kind of looks like that,
Okay.
which kind of tells you like, okay, it was like mass produced sushi. That kind of concerning, but you know, I haven't heard any complaints.
Okay. Now this
Anyways,
next place
yeah.
is kind of like, I don't know if it's fully opened.
The Tangerine
again.
Cafe
Yeah.
over in Morocco. Yeah, it's again like the Morocco area is interesting. I know that they have things and
Because especially
stuff,
because
but
it
we don't
was
really know.
like, right, it was a Disney owned, obviously this is Disney property. It was
Mhm.
owned by Disney. The Moroccan government like purchased the Morocco area and they kind of turned it over, and then it was like, then they sold it back to Disney. And so
yeah,
then Disney
okay.
was kind of like, well, what do you want us to do now?
Yeah.
um so like there's some things that are like in transition and stuff, but yeah. So they have this place. I recommend, if you're going to Morocco, to go to there's a bar lounge area right next to the Spice Road tables, and you could just, it's like a walk up bar, and you could go and order your drinks and stuff right there.
Okay. Yeah. We enjoyed those drinks so much, and the tables. There's like tables kind of spread about. It's not like you're gonna find mass tables in one area.
Yeah.
But you can get some covered tables, and it's kind of a quieter place, which
Yes.
I really, really enjoyed that.
Yep.
All right, so after Morocco, you're going to then find France.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. This is one of my favorite places to kind of hang around. You've got the Les Halles Boulangerie.
La House
Patisserie.
Patisserie.
Okay, so everybody raves about this place, that this is a place to go get your breakfast sandwiches and whatever. If you want a baguette or,
Yeah.
you know, a little pastry, this is the place, a traditional French bakery. Everybody loves it. It can be like passed by because
Yes.
when you look at it, it looks like it's a gift shop, right?
Yes.
So that's like its forefront. It's
And
like,
in fact, if you remember our story from the last time we went, we had purchased one of those like kind of shoulder characters that go on, you know, you like put the magnet under
the
your
shoulder
shirt
friend.
and then you put it, just shoulder buddy of Chip for Bailey, which then she then of course lost
yep.
as we were walking around World Showcase to make our long trip to go get lunch. So we had to purchase another one. Kind of saw that and we've never just been in there and purchased, but there's a ton of options. It's all it's all made fresh in front of you. So there's like it's not being like bussed in or, you know, vanned in and like they're actually making it. For some reason, it's all actually like lower priced items. So you can't even use a quick service credit here.
Yeah.
It's only snacks, but almost everything is available as a snack.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. There's a lot of good value and people just kind of rave and they say it's like a place everyone must try when you go over here. I guess there's not a lot of quick service dining in EPCOT for breakfast.
Yeah.
They said this is the perfect place to go and it's all good food.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I mean, I think we're just going to end up getting a baguette for Bailey and just
she would be so happy. Are you
she
kidding
would.
me? So then you continue on and they've got, you know, I was talking about that wonderful crepe place before. Well, they've got a crepe window, Crepes à Porto by La Crêperie de Paris. And it's fantastic. It's the same things, except you're going to just be walking around with your crepe instead, which is great. And they've also got like a kind of milkshakey kind of thing and other, again, your savory and your sweet, and it's yummy.
Now, obviously, Abbie does not remember us splitting a crepe with ice cream.
Listen, but was France like our last stop? That could be why I
No,
don't
we
remember.
started over in Canada, so that was like our third stop.
Oh, well, good for me.
Yep.
I think after the third drink, then I start going backwards, right? So that makes sense. But It's still good. I love it over there.
Yeah.
And then you get back to the United Kingdom and you've got the Yorkshire County Fish Shop. Now, this is the same thing. You're going to get your fish and chips, and that's pretty much their thing. They've
That's
got the
it.
tartar sauce, the malt vinegar, or ketchup. Who eats ketchup with fish and chips? Come on, guys. And it's good. It's good. I dig it.
I
Nothing
dig
like
it
a
too.
little-
And
I don't enjoy the whole like eating a hot fish and chips out in the hot sun. So
Yes.
I'm not into that, but some people are. And again, that's the seating that you'd usually watch the fireworks at if you got a fireworks package. But during the day, that's the seating for this area.
Yeah.
It's right on the water, and it's nice.
It's a little confusing to me. It's like because they're serving fish and chips, but they only serve like Bud and Bud Light in bottles. Whereas there's all
Kinda
these,
weird.
the Rose and Crown is like, a door away.
Right.
And it's like connected to it, right? It's on like the connected to Rose and Crown, and you could only get like these American beer, Bud and Bud Light from there. I don't know. It's like put a tap in there or something.
And then if you zoom through Canada, because there's no quick service for us there, and you get over to the World Nature area, you can see this Sunshine Seasons. Now, this is kind of like underneath the garden grill. Exactly. It's a really big area. You're going to see people walking into the Living with the Land ride or wanting to go over to Soarin'. This is kind of the catch-all area. It's really, people have said it's outstanding food. And I think probably because it's like all the food is really sourced right there.
Yeah.
It's American Eats, but very fresh. You can find regular things like a peanut butter. Peanut butter whoopie pie isn't super regular, but it's yummy. Or you can get like grilled chicken. You can get pizza rolls, all sorts of different things, just super freshly made. And then that kind of sums up the quick service, which is a lot of quick service, right? Yeah. I really do feel like EPCOT has some of the best food that you can
It definitely
find.
gives you the most options, right? It's a diverse selection of foods, no matter where you're going.
That's right. Now, if we move on and talk more about like the kiosks and the snacks, this is kind of more Rob's expertise area.
Possibly. And I'm going to go and I'm going to name a few of them. And I'm not going to go around the world as Abbie has done this, but a couple of things in alphabetical order. There's Block and Hans over in America.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically, you're going to get lots of beers. And, they have a couple of quick snack options, but it's mostly beers.
We like beers.
Yeah. There's Club Cool. Right, that's over.
We've been there,
right, and that's a place where you just kind of get foreign sodas.
Yep,
and other things that you could buy. There's the Joy of Tea, which is over in Japan, I believe.
Sounds about right.
And that they serve tea.
Who would have thought?
There's Kabuki Cafe. Now this place, the next place, people really seem to like it. I always tend to not, I kind of like write it off because it has a Werther's inside of it. And in front of it, it says like, sponsored by Werther's.
Passed by that one.
Yeah, and the Caramel Couche. And it's a bakery. It's all like caramel, and it is like sponsored by Werther's and things like that. But they supposedly have really good, this like gingerbread cookie. It's supposed to, and it has like, but you could also get like a caramel flight of different caramels and like try those out.
Would you like that? A caramel flight?
Well, I like caramel.
Well, that's what I mean.
You're not a big fan.
I'm not like a huge fan, but caramel seems to be taking over the world, so I'm getting used to it.
Okay.
I don't know that I'd want a caramel flight though.
Well, maybe we'll just have to find out.
Sorry to interrupt
We're splitting caramel flights for the family. One caramel flight for every. And again, all these things, you kind of have to look and see what's on the menu, what qualifies as a Disney dining plan. What's not.
You need to see that little snacky sign.
There is the land cart that's over in front of the land pavilion.
Yep.
And that could kind of, you get more of like your Mickey pretzels and your kind of generic stuff. They usually have like a frozen beverage there sometimes. I don't know. Things kind of get a little weird there. But like at festival time, they'll add some festival items.
Yeah.
There's L'Artisan de Glace. And that's like more ice cream.
Yep.
That you get over in France. There's a lot of Joffrey's, coffee. There's
I
Joffrey.
love the iced, even the frozen slushy coffee that they have. I've had those before. They have a lot of specialty ones.
You gotta love Joffrey's. I think the one in Epcot is known as like a good one.
Yeah.
You could kind of get hit or miss depending upon where you are with Joffrey's.
And it depends what season too, because sometimes they can't carry all the syrups because of the bees. Yeah.
Bees.
As in, like, we want to keep the bees around, but we don't want our workers to be stung. And if the workers are stung, then that's a problem. Now, one of our daughters did get stung at the Joffrey stand.
Oh, right.
At one point. It happens.
And then what was it? We had it was a cooling towel. Thanks for the cooling towels.
Yeah.
We just kind of got that in like cold water and kept putting it on her, and that helped.
Yeah.
There's
Forgot about it pretty quickly, I'd say.
I think that might have been when we bought chips, so that might have been.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Purchasing stuff make kids, they forget things. There's a refreshment station over in Africa, a land that doesn't really have anything else other than that.
Sometimes music.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. But
does it have Dole Whip over there? Or is it just the refreshment? Yeah.
Remember if it does or not. But there's a lot of carts, and like I said, there's a lot of carts like selling churros and pretzels and things like that. Again, it just all depends on what you're looking for, but you got to check with each. Usually those kiosks, and what they're serving, it could pop up anywhere. And sometimes the menus do change at like a lot of these like little table service kiosk things, and they're always changing things up and trying to keep them fresh. But I like Block and Hans. I like going there and getting they have different beers. They change them up every so often. They're nice to get.
That's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Just in general, some of the snacks that are recommended to get. And again, you have to check whether or not these are going to qualify as your snack.
Yeah.
You got the caramel butter bar at the Caramel Kush, as we talked about. Have you ever tried that before? No, you haven't.
No, I really haven't.
There's the Liege waffle at the Connections Eatery.
Okay.
Over at the La Cantina, which is over in Mexico. They have that's where you could find the churro sundae.
So I think that's like one of the places we need to stop for a little churro sundae.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sunshine Seasons has a peanut butter whoopie pie.
That's right. That's one of the things I was talking about too. Right. It's really good.
There's like we said, the school bread at the Kringla Bakery. There's over in Canada, as you go out, there's a refreshment port.
Yes, we stop there often.
Yeah, we do, because they have the poutine.
Yeah.
I love me some poutine. It's just getting fries with like some gravy with other stuff in it. It's pretty good. And then over in Summerfest, as we mentioned, the pretzel bread pudding is kind of known to be a famous snack option. So those are some of the snacks. Right. But as I said, Epcot itself is always changing. We didn't even talk about that. There's a festival place where we were mentioning it, where you could get the they had that pickle. The
milkshake pickle shake.
The pickle milkshake, and it's like when they're always experimenting and trying new things. Like I had a really good wing, like they were plant-based wings there. Yeah. But Abbie wanted to try this pickle.
I just wanted to try it. I don't even like pickles, but I saw it so much that I want to try it. And he said no.
I was like, no, I don't need you to have like an upset stomach the rest of the day. But she was adventurous. I was the bummer. So blame me.
No, I probably saved a good $7 there. So it's okay.
Oh,
but anyways,
boy. Now, real quick, Abbie, we knew this was going to be a long episode, so Abbie didn't want me to do a ton of news, but we've been gone for 2 weeks, so I'm going to quickly go over some things that happened. Unless you have something else to talk about Disney dining, or wrapping it up.
That really sums it up. I think we tried to go around the world as quick as we could, so I guess I will turn the microphone over to you.
Some information. Muppet 3D.
Goodbye.
They closed. Grand Avenue is changing, right? It's all become the Monsters Inc. land. So say goodbye to the Muppets. They are going to be taking over the Rock and Roller Coaster sometime in 2026. So they did announce it, They announced it, but didn't say exactly when.
But we so knew that was happening. Yeah.
You will see the Muppets, and there's still talks about Muppet Vision opening up somewhere else.
Okay.
We don't really know yet.
Interesting.
as you could hear about on the Magical Minute when it gets released, there's new table reservation features launched in the My Disney Experience app.
Yep.
I've actually checked it out. It does make it like way easier. It's a lot easier to filter between the parks and the hotels and what park and what hotel. And as well as looking at dates, you could just press on a button and it shows you like 10 dates
Cool.
to see what, if a place doesn't have a reservation, maybe you could try it at a different time. It was really, why did it take so long, Disney? Thank you for doing it, but why?
They're really trying to shut down those, what is it? The mouse watchers and things like that. Right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yep.
Yeah, why are they making money?
Yep.
Damn them. Yeah, damn those entrepreneurs.
Well,
Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away Parade is
I can't wait.
it's happening. They announced it. It's coming July 20th. It's going to start, so that may be fall, our window of vacation. We're not going to say when we're going, but we might be eligible to see that. We'll see. So that's a big nighttime show, right? That's coming back. The Magic Kingdom. It's going to add. They are a little bit worried. They're changing. I see that they made a different annual pass holders now have to make like reservations if they're not. There was this whole thing about park hopping as an annual pass holder, and you have to make a reservation because they're expecting Magic Kingdom to get very busy.
Yeah.
Due to this, and then the fireworks afterwards.
Yep.
So that might be an issue, but we'll see. They're now going to be closing up July 7th. They're closing down the Rivers of America. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm worried about the construction walls and what it's going to look like for the rest of the season.
I mean, the rest of the season, it's going to be like probably through 2027.
Yeah.
Up until 2027.
It bums me out a little bit. It's beautiful the way it is. I just can't imagine. I can't really picture what it's going to look like.
If you looked at some of the drawings, I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be really cool. They have like a fun map. There's gonna be like geysers and all these rock formations and stuff, and you're gonna see a little bit.
I know.
The area they've announced it's gonna be called Piston Peak National Park, and so I don't know. We got to see. It's tough.
Change is tough, man.
Especially at Disney, people just don't like it. That stuff's been around forever.
Yeah. And I just can't imagine them draining all that water and like, oh, it's no longer a river. And like, what are they going to do with the boat?
Mind you, we always tell our kids that it's not worth going over to Tom Sawyer's Island, but you know.
Now that we haven't been, and we won't be.
And we won't be. So that's really, was really about it.
Yeah. Right? So just little changes that are really big for the long run. So good to know. But in any case, thank you so much for joining us for our 4-part series. We really hope that this helps you kind of wrap your head around your dining options when you have a dining plan, or even if you don't, then you know what your options are. And we're always here to help. We're over at familytravelplanner.com, and we'd love to hear from you. And until next time, we hope you have an amazing week and a happy Father's Day.
Been a Family Travel Planner production.